Well, Hope for Change is something brand new in developmental disability services. It is a complete change of mindset. So, like anybody who has a new idea or a new concept, the things that we are doing here are being tested by the existing system.
Well, I don't think it's the face for new healthcare. I think it's the face for change. Like, there's so many stereotypes, there's so many old ways of things, the way people put people in boxes and label them, that it doesn't just touch healthcare, it touches life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to change life as it exists currently. I think that the way life is and the way life has been developed from this point was a prejudice. It was designed off of a prejudice mentality, and we're finally at the time in life that we really can impact change, and we really can change people's perception.
I've been a part of Hope for Change for about 8.5 years. I want to say a little bit longer because I knew Barry from a different program, Mr. Isaacs. Made me mature and made me realize that I do have somebody in my corner. I do have somebody that care about me. And so I really didn't have no reason to do what I was doing before. I didn't have no reason to fight. I didn't have no reason to argue. I didn't have no reason to even, do anything disrespectful or wrong. And like I said, I'm blessed and I'm glad that I met Mr. Isaacs. Because if I didn't met Mr. Isaacs, my life would have been either in jail or dead. The stuff that I was doing.
Hope for Change has really helped Dale. Before Hope for Change, Dale started using drugs at the age of 20, introduced by a neighbor cocaine. And between the ages of 20 and 38, he had 37 jail numbers. He would not stay anywhere, any program they put him in, he would leave. He really couldn't stay in anybody's house because he would steal items, sell for drugs. He was just a really hard placement in between his jail incarcerations, which usually were misdemeanors for stealing food, sunglasses, to get back into the Justice Center because he didn't have anywhere to live. And our family just had it with him. I mean, he stole from us and he just couldn't live with us anymore. And he spent, like I said, almost 18 years in and out of jail. And then we met, I was introduced to Hope for Change by Ronnie Craig, the director of MRDD. And Barry, I came down here to a meeting with Barry, Dale's caseworker, Hans von Racing. And we both told Barry exactly how Dale was, because I didn't want him to get him and think, oh my God, what a nightmare. And he didn't have any reservation at all. He took him. All the bad things we said, he said, it doesn't matter, I'm still going to work with him.
I had a life where I was in the program and basically they would come and do their job. They were basically wasn't caring for the student. They were more like, hey, we're gonna come here, we're gonna do my job, and then we're gonna leave. Basically, they didn't give me no incentives, they didn't give me no, basically help with things that I need to be helped with. Like how to spend my money, how to budget, how to keep my house clean, how to do any of that stuff. So that's where I was stuck at until I met Mr. Isaacs, and Mr. Isaacs showed me how to put down a schedule and basically how to grow up into be a man.
Actually, my mom, like she was selling drugs, and she, let us sleep in the barn like a shed, and like it was thunderstorming, raining, snowing, stuff like that. So my brother had seizures, so we didn't. I was looking out for my big brother because I didn't want him, to feel like he's going to die in his sleep. I'm going to hypothermia. So my childhood been really rough, really rough.
Even when I was in Navy and when I was working with kids, my patience was very thin in both jobs. When I got here, it put a lot of things in perspective because you're dealing with residents who really don't have that connection with family and with really a personal life, a social life. And for me, it kind of made me look like I feel kind of spoiled because I have a great relationship with my family. I have friends. I have, at least I know I have a group of people I can go back to, and if I needed help with something, they would have my back. And coming in this field, you realize that this is a lifeline for them. This is, for some of them, this is it. If we can't provide, then they're out of luck.
Actually, when I was running to hospital, I finally went to like a foster care. Where her name was Patricia Sims, and she didn't treat me right either. She was abusing me too. So that affected me because like sometimes I would think about killing myself, think about taking myself out, but I told myself it's nowhere around me and I gotta find hope. And once Jolie said, you wanna find hope? Well, it's a hope for change. I said, now what is a hope for change? Like she said, well, we got a meeting with somebody named Ray Isaacs and Helen Marie. And when I found out that it was y'all was came to save my life and change the outcome of my life. So I like that in my heart. I really do like that.
Well, Hope for Change is revolutionary in the world of developmental disability services. The typical model for developmental disability services is a static idea of people that can't make progress. What Barry's figured out is that what Barry's done is implement what people have been saying, which is that people are learning all the time and that people can make progress no matter what their situation. And so for Barry and Hope for Change, the idea that someone is stuck at a certain functional level is just thrown out the window. And a lot of the logic around controlling people is tossed out. So instead of trying to control people, we try and figure out what people are good at and where they might want to make progress. And then we support them with coaches instead of keepers or instead of attendants or instead of orderlies. We have support people and a support idea and a learning idea everywhere in the community.
House manager consists of an individual who takes care of one of the residents' house, makes sure that his house is intact from the things, his day-to-day operation, the things that he do each day, making sure that his house is clean, making sure that he's physically okay, that he's in no harm's way, making sure that he's being entertained each day, having something to do, planning his day mostly. Mainly, the thing that's challenging is being able to help a person and understand that you are helping mold and change a person's life as well as deal with the things that's going on in your life each day.
As a staff, because you are that protector, you are that go-to person, you have more of a risk than they do. Because you not only have to see to their safety, you have to see to your safety as well. So that's why I said this being here, this is a huge safety net. And the success rate that we have with our residents, anybody don't know my residents, Antonio Taylor, his action speaks volumes of the impact that me and my staff have had on him.
And Dale moved into his own apartment at the Hope for Change complex on Newton Parkway. He's got his own apartment. Great staff, great medical procedures, gets his medication every day, everything's logged. He likes his staff, they take him out, they do different things in the community. And I really believe if it wasn't for Barry and Tila, Dale would have died because he had nowhere to go. So that's my story. I love Hope for Change and I think they have a wonderful program.
I became a better father to my son. I became a better person, period, across the board. Not in trouble as much anymore. Stay away from hanging out with the wrong crowd. Let's see what else. I just feel like I'm more developed than I was before being in the other programs that I was in. I'm able to budget my money. I'm able to do all the things I wanted to do. And I got the attitude nothing's going to stop me from doing what I want to do.
Is when I see the people's lives that has been changed, when I know that it is possible, or when I know that my life has value because I'm spending my life to change somebody else's life. And when you see that manifest inside of the universe, nothing else can replace that. So the energy from that is what keeps me going. As a person in life, you use your life to serve life. You use your life to be a servant. You lose your life to give back to the people. I'm saying to change, to know that your life has effect on other people. If I didn't get up every morning and do what I do, I'm saying certain other people's lives would be different if I didn't do this. If I didn't make the conscious choice to get out of my bed and do what I do, certain people's lives would be different. But because I make the choice and understanding that my life be serving the people inside of my community, as far as the people inside of Hope for Change, helps them change their life or their lives be better. There's no better gift than that.
Okay. The whole situation with that, if it wasn't for Mr. Isaacs and Hope for Change and stuff like that, I wouldn't be able to even get custody of my son because of my disability. And if it wasn't for him to taught me to be a man, if it wasn't for Hope for Change for showing the documentation that I am becoming a man and becoming a graduate, I wouldn't have him right now. And I'm grateful that I have him. And like I said, I missed a lot of years out of his life because of situations, but now I have all the time in the world to make up for that.
I'm glad that I'm not feeling suicidal. Running away because before I first came up to change, they said Charles ain't gonna leave. Charles gonna stay there with me for 2 days and he gonna leave. I stayed there a lot because I like Hope for Change. And it's changed my life. God changed my life. God changed my life a lot. I like that.
I just wanted to say one thing only. Thank you, Hope for Change. Thank you, Mr. Isaac. Thank